everyone, Suzi here, and today we're playing Watcher of Realms. For today's video, we have Dev Insights Special Episode 5. This is a big, jam-packed Q&A featuring the hot topics. And the fact that this actually ends with a thank you spelled out and people seem happy and there's no poop emojis, I think this is going to be a pretty juicy one. Alright, so it's been a busy day, but judging how big this is and all of the details here, I feel like this might be a video I have to put out sooner rather than later. So in case you missed it, I've already put out 2 videos related to my free-to-play series, where I checked out the new events, showed what I was up to, did everything from a very new player perspective, which was quite fun. And then I also did my summons, which were insane. I still need to do my main account summons and all that fun stuff, but in case you missed it, there's been some nice videos, there's been a bit of dopamine, but now let's see what the hot topics are about. Alright, I'm gonna do my best to read this fairly quickly, but there's a lot here, so let's go in. Question 1. Are there any plans to introduce a pity or progressive rate up system for legendary non-Lord Ancient exclusive heroes? They're starting with the good one. Holy shiitake mushrooms. We've taken note of the discussions regarding acquisition experience and progressive rate up for legendary non-Lord Ancient exclusive heroes. Optimization of related pity mechanisms within the Ancient summoning system is currently under internal design and planning. Our overall goal is to improve acquisition predictably and reduce extreme RNG fluctuations in the summoning experience. Specific implementation details are still being refined and evaluated, and the feature will be rolled out in an appropriate development milestone with updates shared through future patch notes. Thank you for your continued support. So yes, they are going to do something related to non-Lord Ancient exclusive pity. Boom. Video over. That's all we need to know. Kidding. Okay. Question 2. I'm not kidding. The video could be over right there and that was good enough. Alright, are there any plans to adjust the progression balance of the new Pantheon Demon Enhancement bonuses or introduce a new progression currency? The reply is that we have been closely following the discussions around Pantheon Demon Soldier enhancement bonuses, particularly regarding progression pacing and competitive fairness. At present, the related Demon Soldier bonuses have been disabled. There are no short-term plans to reopen them. If adjustments or a relaunch are considered in the future, the system will be redesigned around a more balanced progression structure and resource framework, potentially including new upgrade materials or alternative advancement paths to ensure fair overall experience. Yeah, it should have just been a completely different currency. Like, sorry, I know we have all this extra currency that we want to use for something, but it's so busted to just let one person be or older players just be able to instantly max it out. Like, that was a bit much. That's totally, yeah. Okay, question 3. Are there any plans to restore the player center? Oh my god, people ask me this like every single day. Regarding the player center feature, we're currently carrying out related maintenance and system adjustments. As this involves back-end optimizations and structural integrations, restoring and relaunching the feature will require additional time. We will bring it back as soon as preparations are complete, and we'll share progress updates with you at the earliest opportunity. Thank you for your patience and understanding. So, this is good. Again, huge one. Huge one. Good job, Moonton. Okay. Wow, they are actually answering the hard questions. Question 4. Are there plans to improve the value of bundles during major holiday events like Christmas? So we understand players' expectations regarding the content and value of holiday bundles. For major festive milestones, especially large celebrations such as Christmas, we'll align our player needs with update patches to introduce more appealing bundle lineups. In terms of bundle composition, we'll place greater emphasis on summoning resources and rare progression materials, striving to strike a better balance between festive atmosphere and practical in-game value to deliver more rewarding event experience overall. So this is a big thing that I have noted multiple times, whether spending or not spending. Even the free rewards for holidays haven't made sense. They gave us Christmas boxes that we're just getting now, 2 months after Christmas. They did the event where the Frostfall Jamboree, where the last prize was the Christmas tree that we couldn't earn until after Christmas. We should be getting that at the beginning of the whole event, so you have it for the festive week or two, right? Like, they've been very weird with their timing, so I think they need to align that with stuff that's practical, or the atmosphere side of it that actually makes sense for the timing of the holiday as well, so we don't have to wait till next year to use it. Question 5. Are there plans to enhance Gwendolyn's utility, such as adding cleanse effects through exclusive artifacts? So we've conducted an internal evaluation regarding the proposal to add cleanse-related utility to Gwendolyn. Based on her performance following the recent adjustments, she's already demonstrating strong impact across combat environments and gameplay scenarios, such as there are no short-term plans to make further numerical or mechanical changes. That said, we are evaluating the possibility to expand her function through exclusive gear or exclusive artifact system as a potential future enhancement direction, which is expected to provide improvements to her performance in specific gameplay modes. So you're saying there's a plan. In addition, we would like to share that similar dispel or cleanse-oriented mechanics have already been planned within the exclusive artifact design of other Northern heroes. These will be introduced in upcoming versions to offer more flexibility in team building and synergy options. Thanks for your attention and discussion. That's a pretty good teaser there. Some more dispel and cleanse added to a Northerner team. Definitely love that. Alright, question 6. Are there plans to improve the value and acquisition experience of artifact 10 times rate up events? Oh my god, I did so many hundreds of those. I ended up getting 2 or 3 of Codgrim when I had him as a rate up, but it took a while. It was definitely rough. The RNG of that is pretty crazy, actually. They did say here, we have also taken note of the resource costs and progression pressure associated with artifact acquisition. Related experience improvements are already being planned, including the expansion of artifact raid tiers, which will help reduce material farming costs through adjustments to gameplay structure and reward outputs. At the same time, the acquisition experience of our exclusive artifact rate-up events has been included in our ongoing optimization review. Future adjustments will be evaluated in alignment with overall progression pacing and event positioning. They actually have some pretty solid, honest responses that I have to say, I like the responses so far. They are logical. They're replying and they're not like skating around the issue. They're answering it, but there's also like, it's like this thing has to be evaluated based on how like such and such factors, right? It's not just one simple answer. Are there plans to improve acquisition of faction rings or introduce conversion options such as faction gems? Ooh. We understand the concern surrounding the acquisition of difficulty of faction rings. As one of the key equipment pieces in building roster building, faction exclusive rings are currently positioned as high rarity, long-term progression goals within the gear system. In the short term, we do not have plans to directly adjust their drop rates. However, we'll continue monitoring overall acquisition data and player progression, and we do not rule out optimizing access pathways as an appropriate stage in the future. At the same time, we will introduce new gems and related progression features to support broader equipment crafting and build diversity, further enriching the overall gear progression experience. Thank you for understanding and support. Okay, fair enough. Like, I do get this, and especially working with Fateless for Godforge, I hear the conversations around this type of thing is some things are meant to be high rarity. Some things are meant to be long-term progression goals. If everyone just gets the best of everything too quickly, then what are you working toward? Nothing. Everything just becomes too OP too fast, or too broken too fast. Or you kind of gotta have those long-term progression goals, or the game just gets really boring and people quit, or it kills the game entirely. Watcher's done a really good job with standing, even though they are an overly generous game, and I don't think people give them enough credit for that. This is a game that we pull hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of summons, 100% free to play. I've done like 400, 500 summons in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. Free to play, and not even using all my characters, because I'm only using dark faction characters. This is a very generous game. With an actually pretty bad economy, apparently, when you start looking at things. Not too hard to figure that out. But goddamn, they're still doing extremely well. And in there, as far as their revenue goes. And they do a good job communicating most of the time. And this is great. Very great. All right. Question 8. Are there any plans to expand incomplete, unfinished PvE content such as Abyssal Rift, Demonic Crusade, and Void Rift, introducing higher tier challenges? So, thank you for your attention and suggestion regarding endgame content. Several related gameplay expansions are currently in active development. Chapter 8, Abyssal Rift content has already been released. Yes, this is already on the Forerunner server. Void Rift Epilogue expansion is included in our version roadmap and will arrive in a future update. Demonic Crusade is also undergoing structural and experimental rework, expected to return in a newly redesigned format in an upcoming version. So in the dev roadmap that we did instead of the dev interview, they did say that Demonic Crusade was going to get expanded, Void Rift Epilogue, Void Rift difficulties, they said all these things were going to be expanded. All right, and regarding the situation, or regarding the suggestion to introduce high-tier difficulties such as an Abyss difficulty, we recorded the feedback, though there's no confirmed release plans in the short term. Chapter 9 and all those and after is so freaking hard and annoying that I don't want to do Abyss. No, don't do it. Don't make me do it. Kidding, not kidding. Okay, additional adjustments to the Dragon Pass level cap have been included in ongoing evaluations and discussions. Okay. And thank you for your continued feedback. We'll be refining challenges and progression for endgame content. That's the hard part. The game is getting, like, it's not old, but it's going on its 3rd year, so the power creep just keeps happening. You can't avoid it. All right, question 9. Are there plans to introduce faction rings for Arbiter and Chaos factions, along with more exclusive gear? We have received a suggestion regarding Arbiter and Chaos faction exclusive rings, as well as the broader expansion of exclusive gear. Faction ring designs for these factions have already been included in our equipment planning roadmap and will be introduced progressively in line with future version updates. At the same time, we'll continue expanding the exclusive gear ecosystems, delivering new equipment options tailored to different heroes and faction identities, further deepening roster building and progression strategies. So they have been included in their planning. All right. Question 10. Oh god, we're only halfway there. It's a big one, guys. Are there plans to update the zombie invasion mode and introduce higher battle speeds? Yeah, it does feel slow. That's why I don't do it as much as I wish I did. It just feels too slow. It takes 20 or 30 minutes to do something sometimes. If you're doing well, it takes way too long. We've also taken note on the concerns surrounding zombie invasion, particularly content variety and the time commitment required for longer runs. Updates and new gameplay iterations for this mode are already in planning, with overall improvements focused on both gameplay depth and combat pacing. From future perspective, we are also evaluating the addition of higher battle speed options alongside performance and visual optimization settings to help reduce time burden and device strain during extended battles. Further details and release timing will be shared in upcoming version updates. Stay tuned. Okay. I did see a note about zombie invasion as a plan to be adjusted in the recent dev insight. All right, question 11. Are there plans to improve the reward quality of Void Rift, particularly gear drops at higher difficulties? Oh yeah, you get like the most terrible gear from Void Rift when you're endgame. when you're early, it's amazing. All right, we have been following the discussions regarding the reward experience in Abyssal Rift and Void Rift gameplay. Related expansion content is currently in planning, and future updates will introduce new systems and challenge layers alongside corresponding reward structure enhancements. In terms of specific reward designs, we will continue evaluating adjustments based on player feedback and overall progression pacing, striving to achieve a more balanced relationship between challenge difficulty and reward value. So yes, they are working on it. Are there plans to improve or reset cumulative summon rewards at higher summon milestones? We have conducted internal evaluation regarding the proposal to introduce a reset mechanism of cumulative summon rewards. Based on the current summoning system structure and overall progression pacing, there is no short-term plans to implement a reset feature for cumulative rewards. We'd also like to clarify that the existing cumulative summons have already undergone value and resource structure optimizations. Their design is not measured purely by summon counts, but instead aligned with phased progression needs and long-term development returns. We will continue monitoring player feedback and dynamically evaluate potential adjustments in future version planning. Thank you for your understanding and support. That's a great answer as well. They already added extra to the total. So like, why would they just hit a reset button and you're back getting crappy rewards as if you're a day one player that aren't valued to you? That doesn't make sense. So I support this. Like, they've already worked on balancing them out as it is, so... And if you're just that much of a kraken that you're summoning that much, do you really need those extra rewards? You're doing just fine with what you're spending, I'm sure. Kidding, not kidding. Okay, question 13. Are there plans to fix issues where hero autocast settings are not saved in autofight configurations? Yeah, there's been a lot of weird issues where it seems like I've seen people talk about things not firing the one they're supposed to, or certain heroes like a Dao-Chan or Dolores were always issues, right? Like they wouldn't trigger when they were supposed to. They say we've confirmed that the issue where certain heroes' autocast settings are not being properly saved during autofights is a functional bug. This issue has already been fixed in a recent version update. Going forward, save battle configurations will correctly retain each hero's individual autocast status. If you continue to encounter similar issues, please feel free to report them to us. We'll keep monitoring and optimizing the auto fight experience. So if you are 100% sure that your auto fights are not working correctly, for a specific hero, report it as a bug. Good. I like it. Alright, are there plans to increase availability of ancient reforging hammers or add new acquisition sources? Yeah, they're impossible to get. I don't even know where to get them. I can't remember. Matrix? I don't remember. Okay, we've taken note of discussions surrounding acquisition, experience, and distribution pacing of ancient reforging hammers. Going forward, these items will be gradually introduced to obtainable resources across new gameplay modes and content expansions. At the same time, we are evaluating adjustments to the overall distribution scale within our version planning. Through multiple acquisition pathways, we aim to moderately increase availability to better align with gear progression needs. Over time, this should establish more stable cyclical acquisition expectation, allowing players to plan their equipment development more effectively through ongoing participation in activities and events. So yeah, sounds like they might increase the type of or the areas you can get it overall. Alright, are there plans to adjust Boreas faction tags, such as adding a Northerner affiliation alongside Esoterra's? He should have been a Northerner since day one. But could he possibly be busted AF even more than he already was that needed the nerf in the first place way back when? If he was a Northerner, maybe, and that's probably why he's not. I'm so curious for this. Alright, let me read it. We've taken note of the discussions regarding the Northerner faction tag to Boreas. When evaluating and adjusting this hero overall performance, the usage environments in the future, faction alignment, and synergy positions will all be considered as part of the review. Specific adjustment directions and timelines will be determined in alignment with the version planning and hero balance priorities, and any updates will be shared. So, They're saying they are reviewing it, but we don't know yet. But they're reviewing it. Yeah, I think the idea is like he's just so strong for what he is, and that's why he had to be adjusted from the start. And imagine the way that he would synergize with Northerners on top of that could just be crazy. And he might be one of the most OP characters in the game if he becomes Northerner. Maybe not now. Maybe, to be fair, maybe not now. Back in the day, oh my god, yeah. But maybe not now. There's so many other crazy OP mages that I don't think he necessarily would be any more broken than all the other good ones. Yeah. Okay, are there plans to display pity counters across all summon banners? Thank you for the suggestion. Regarding the request to display a pity counter within summoning interface summon history, we already have foundational functionality designed and implemented internally. Current pity track and visibility is primarily based on the explicit stated pity rules for each summoning banner. As for more detailed counter displays, such as independent tracking across different summoning categories, we're evaluating the overall presentation format and release scheduling. The feature will be introduced at an appropriate time in alignment with version planning and system prioritization. Pity counter is coming at some point, eventually, maybe. Question 17. Are there plans to introduce an arena defense testing or sandbox feature? Thank you for your suggestion and feedback regarding the request for arena defense testing sandbox feature. We are currently conducting internal development and testing. This functionality is intended to provide players with more controlled environment to test defensive team setups, validate strategies, and optimize arena configuration. The feature is still in active development, and its release timing will be determined based on a version scheduling and overall testing progress. Further updates will be shared through patch notes. So yes. Are there plans Are there plans to adjust the reward structure of Malric Halls, such as adding Demon Shard progression resources? We're continuously monitoring the reward structure of Malric Ultimate Trial Mode. I think it's pretty generous. Even low levels give amazing rewards. Particularly in terms of output alignment with player progression pacing. Future adjustments will be evaluated based on gameplay positioning and participation data, with potential refinements made to certain reward components over time. Regarding the suggestion to include demon shards in this mode, we've conducted internal discussions. Considering the wide variance in player strength within Ultimate Trial, there are currently no short-term plans to make demon shards a core reward to this activity. However, we are preparing to introduce more suitable acquisition channels for demon progression through other gameplay modes and events, which will be rolled out in the future. This is fair. See, this is also the reality. No short-term plans. This is good. Like, sometimes they just, like, and I feel this already. Developers, we just need to be honest. Like, you just need to be like, no. Sometimes no. Like, we have our vision. It's fitting our vision. No, we're not planning to do it. Like, sometimes that is just the reality, and you can't give players what they want all the time. Or sometimes what players think is going to be best will actually have a different effect on the system than they think it will. Or on the experience than they think it will. And there are reasons certain decisions are made, and sometimes it's okay to say no. Or it's okay to say no for now, but we'll keep our eyes open. And they've done a really good job doing that in this post. This is a very, very good, well-described, well-thought-out, well-executed dev insights. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's 10:30 at night. And I'm gonna edit and post this at like midnight tonight, aren't I? Think so. It's fine, I can't wait. I have to post this right away. Okay, are there plans to improve the acquisition of transmutation and variant gems, such as drop rates, adjustments, or pity system? We are also monitoring player discussions regarding the RNG experience tied to acquisition and progression of high-tiered gems. Related improvements are already being planned for future versions. So yes, focusing on optimizing both drop structure and acquisition stability. Overall adjustments will be made across production scaling and distribution pacing, gradually improving the predictability of obtaining high-tier gems and reducing excessive RNG volatility in the progression experience. Relevant optimization updates will be rolled out in upcoming versions, with full details shared to future patch notes. And the final one. Oh my gosh. I'm thirsty. I gotta drink. Not oak. It's my early weekend. I'm off work Friday. We're going to some hot springs, thermal pools. Bringing Lily. It's gonna be a nice weekend. Okay, are there plans to adjust or redesign arena matchmaking and BP-based combat mechanisms? Yeah, it's messy. Thank you for your attention to Arena Gameplay. A brand new Apex Arena event will be launching in an upcoming version. Compared to the standard arena, this mode introduces differentiated core mechanics, including revisited monster attribute calculation rules and defeat penalty systems, designed to deliver a fast, more dynamic, and more stable competitive experience. From fairness perspective, Apex Arena will adopt a fixed value monster attribute model, meaning enemy stats will no longer scale dynamically based on player BP. Thank God. Both sides will compete under identical numerical conditions. Wait, it's just Apex Arena though. We have to get there first. No. Reducing the direct impact. Sorry. Both sides will compete under identical numerical conditions, reducing the direct impact of power disparities on match outcomes and placing greater emphasis on team composition and strategic execution. At the same time, we're also closely monitoring feedback surrounding matchmaking and competitive fairness in standard arena. Insights gathered from Apex Arena performance and player data will be evaluated for potential future integration, allowing mature systems and improvements to gradually enhance the overall arena environment. Stay tuned. Wow. Thank you, Moonton Heart. Yes. Very good stuff. I'm gonna put... Do I put a cheer? I can put a cheers. Do I do my, like, Suzi plays cheers as in, guys, I'm doing a Dev Insights video. Come watch. That's a great video. It's gonna be a good one. Holy shiitake mushrooms. All right, this was a long video, but goddamn, this was a good, well-written, like, honestly answered set of questions. They gave depth to their answer regarding the types of reviews they need. When something is a no for now, they said it. And most things were a yes, it's coming. Whoa. Okay, guys, this was awesome. I am probably going to bed here soon. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, night, evening, weekend, Valentine's Day. And I will see you in the next video.